Welcome back, Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're going to be looking at the compatibility between the Zone Mortalis and Sector Mechanicus sets. A lot of people are curious about how the heights measure up basically between the two, and how they are compatible. As you can see in this setup, they go together extremely well, and it is very easy to create a very dynamic situation. I basically have the Zone Mortalis tiles on the ground here, and then we have the Zone Mortalis columns going around the back there, essentially creating the effect of a building. And then what I did was I took the Mechanicus stuff and essentially combined it in, and then you'll notice that the actual Zone Mortalis stuff, the height of this and the columns and the pillars and everything, the one row is going to be half the height of all of the Sector Mechanicus stuff. So I believe it was 3 inches and 6 inches. Matter of fact, just to be sure, so we have an official. No, it's not 3. Depending where you measure to, it's 2.5 and 5 is what it is. 2.5 and 5. So to the top of the actual platform right there is 5 inches. So you have to count, the little part that you would walk on as the 5. So, and you'll notice too, there are a couple little things. For instance, I don't have a platform in between these two pieces of the Mechanicus Terrain, so I had to put a little piece on top of it so it lines up perfectly, because it makes into account the fact that there would be a platform in between those two pieces to make up the exact distance. So for instance, this piece is the exact same height as one of these. So the compatibility on some of the parts from the Mechanicus is exactly the same height, as we're just doubling up anything from the Zone Mortalis set will essentially just give you the exact same effect. So either one of those is an option, and they are extremely compatible. The paint jobs are very different in this because it's 2 different sets and a lot of unpainted stuff. But again, I just wanted to kind of demonstrate what you could basically do. I mean, it took me I had the backdrop already set up. It took me maybe 15 minutes to just put all the Mechanicus stuff together here and pop a couple knights in the middle. I had a little bit of an idea what I wanted to do. I figured I'd do a little bit of a Knight Factory type deal or whatever. So, but I just want to kind of get the effect and get it out here and let people kind of see how everything mats up. You'll also see too the lifts and everything. It's the same deal. It's going to make up that exact distance between the platforms. The ladders will make up, the small ones are exactly the length of half the big ones basically. So your little ladder can make up the difference in between there, as where your big ladder, the one piece, will go up 2 levels. And everything works just like that. All of your pieces are basically in those same ratios. So the compatibility is honestly phenomenal. And then also your railing stuff this is actually clipped onto one of the Zone Mortalis pieces. So as you can see, you can clip on the Necromunda railings onto the Mechanicus stuff, or vice versa if you want to. It's definitely an option. All the pipe stuff lines up together, all the conduits. All of that stuff is completely compatible. If you magnetize it in the way that I've magnetized in the videos, everything can literally go together as if you took it out of the same box and it was meant to be used like that. And then, what else? I mean, the main thing is obviously the heights and the pipes, because those are the 2 biggest things that you're going to be messing with. But also the actual platforms themselves. I had turned some of the Zone Mortalis floor tiles into 2nd, 3rd, 4th level tiles, so you have a gigantic essentially walkway to build, or gigantic platform to build your next level off of, so you can have a big multi-level board with lots of surface area. And a situation like this would be perfect, because you could basically plop 2 of those tiles on top and you have a roof to this building, and all they're essentially doing is just locking into locking into your Zone Mortalis pieces, and then you could create an entire like roof to the building, and then you could put whatever you want on top of the roof. Now you could put like Gothic ruins up there, or you know, anti-air guns, or you know, whatever you're in the mood for, you know, or whatever your mission is, or whatever your theme is, or whatever. So there's tons of options. Everything is extremely compatible, and as you can see, like these are completely different painting techniques. This is like the simulated rust effect. We did in one of the videos on a lot of it, and then this is a commission we're working on, and it's going to have a completely different style weathering, but it starts off like bright and pops, and then we bring in like the null and oil, and you know, like paint on, like essentially paint that has chipped and worn off over time for like an outdoor environment. As where like our Necromunda and Zone Mortalis stuff, we were going for sort of like that like deep like irony rust over time, and like grit, like that just teeming with tetanus feeling. That's what we were going for. So we wanted those two completely different feels. And then I think actually what we're going to do is, I think we're going to go through on these bad boys, and when we paint those up, I may come through with this same aluminum or possibly lead belcher, although it's just too dark, I think, in that amount. So I think what I'm going to do is come through with like the aluminum, and then do like an Agrax, Earthshade, or Null and Oil as like kind of like the base for like the columns, and then I'll do like the portion where the magnets go in here. I'll do those like in kind of like a, I don't know, like, man, it's hard when I try to point to stuff, obviously, because my hand like blocks away. But like the little portion, like you know, basically, of course, it's magnetized, so the tape measure sticks to it. That's the problem with magnets, you can't do it. This little spot right here, and like the little spot right there, and stuff, I'll do those like little bits of different color, but I want overall the metallic look, and then I'm going to put like some dinge kind of on the tops of them for the parts, and you know, I'll come back through with all the technicals and everything at the end. But you know, essentially I just wanted to kind of get this laid out here and get a basic compatibility like comparison. Just grab a couple pieces and kind of just show this as well. So basically, like, that's what I was saying. This is that's a 5-inch piece. That's a 2.5-inch piece. So basically, and now you got to take this piece off. Or no, I'm sorry. That's 5 inches is with that piece, I believe. I think it's 5 with this. Yeah. Because like it accounts for 1 in the middle, making it the double level, and then along the way, let me look at it from the side. I don't know, this one's weird because this piece is actually a little bit thicker than I think a floor tile is. But basically, if you put it up, you know, next to one of these, it ends up giving you that same height, and that is what you're looking for. And then you can stack stuff on top of that. And then this guy is exactly the same as one of the columns would be. So you can basically see the height is the same on those. Again, sometimes it's a little misleading when they're next to each other like that, but you can see they are the same height, flush there. And then it's probably not like a good way to do this. I don't think I can stack it like that. I think I have like the worst two pieces to like try to stack together. But essentially the idea is that if you stack this one and then a second one, that they would equal this guy right here. But again, it's like sort of a weird situation because it has the top on it and this one doesn't. But if you had like, essentially if you stack these up like that, and then you took like a floor piece like this, the Mechanicus floor pieces, you would put it right on top, and then everything would flush up perfect. So you create like that level. But again, it's just like in here, if you don't put a piece in the middle, it's not going to be spaced out right, so you have to put like an extra piece at the top. And the only reason I did that is because you only need a piece this big, like at the top of this, you only need a little piece. As where if you're trying to cover like this and making it even across there, you have to have like, you know, essentially like one of those octagon pieces that's like this big. So and then again, it's like the same exact thing with the stairs. You can mess around and put like like one set of stairs will be half of the height of this, and then your second set of stairs is going to basically take you exactly to the height of that guy. And then again, it would be the same type of thing if you took then afterwards like a piece of the floor and put it on top. You would basically be able to just, you know, hook it all together like that. And you know, it is all completely compatible. Everything fits together perfect. And then, you know, you could essentially just take this guy right here, and then you could take a second set of stairs and just do the exact same thing again, if that's what you were going for. It looks a little bit janky, but you know, it's all about just taking the time with this stuff. And like, if you put it together right and clip everything in exactly where it's supposed to be, especially if you go through the trouble and do like the magnetizing and everything, it will literally just make your life so simple after that. But you know, you don't have to go through all the trouble of doing all that stuff if you don't want to. I understand, like, some people are just gonna like glue their board together and have it like fixed position, and that's totally cool. That's totally cool. Especially like if you have younger players and everything, you don't have to worry about the board like falling apart. Kids get distracted easy enough already. So, but yeah, you can see essentially, like I said, like the way the heights line up and everything, that they are completely compatible. And you could basically, you know, obviously you wouldn't want to build your stairs right there because the knights would just like run through them. But essentially, you get the point. I mean, you can do whatever you want with this stuff. It's all completely compatible. By doing the measurements the way they did and everything, you'll have absolutely no problem mating all your stuff up together. And you know, in the long run, essentially, like, you can infinitely like expand your board with all these different kits, and you don't have to worry about, you know, oh man, do I have to do like a whole different like theme board so that you know, everything will match up and like your measurements will be correct, etc. No, not with this. You don't. Not with this stuff. You can just rock it out. You can't even see, but essentially, if you took that one now, you would make up, you know, the stairs make up one of these in height, and then obviously also, you know, this bad boy does as well. So you could basically do. And again, you know, the possibilities are endless with this stuff. You really can just do whatever you want with this. So, but that's it. I just basically wanted to do like a little compatibility deal and just kind of let people see, you know, the options they had. You can kind of see too, like the rust effect a little better. I mess with the lights, so you know, they're still very dark. Once I add in a couple more like colors and, you know, change up, because it's all just like that one same. You can see though like the actual depth of color and everything that we got out of that video. So, and again, I'll be working on that again soon as well. I've just had to focus on a couple of commissions and some stuff that was just rolling in just to stay ahead of the game before the holidays roll around. So, but yeah, that's it. I just wanted to do a quick video. People are asking about compatibility and everything, and if you haven't gone through and watched some of my other videos, you know, I have gone into a lot of detail about a lot of things, further than I've seen really from you know, from others. So there's a lot of good content. You know, a lot of it is in like 15-minute segments, and you know, you may only get like 5 minutes of useful info out of it. So I mean, throw it on 2x speed or whatever, or skip around, and you know, you can bounce back and forth and see some of the little tips and tricks. But you know, you spend a little time watching, and definitely subscribe for fresh content. But you know, you won't regret it, because I'm basically like solving all these math problems for you ahead of time, and then you just like show up to class and get the answers. So, but that's it. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man. Appreciate all the support, subscribers, followers. We are working on a big giveaway coming up for 250. We just hit 175, so it wasn't, you know, a couple days ago we were at 100. So we're definitely growing, guys. I appreciate the community, appreciate the support, the questions. I am very active, so if you have any questions or any specifics or whatever, you know, just hit me up. Get at me, guys. Share it. Get your friends in here. If every one of the 175 gets one of their buddies in, we'll be at 350. And I'm gonna tell you right now, the 250 giveaway is gonna be awesome, but the 500 giveaway is like change your life awesome. I mean, it's not a car or anything or a girlfriend, but you know, it's going to be pretty dope, and your friends will definitely enjoy it. So the opportunity is there to win something that you know, may have been previously unattainable for the majority of people. So there you have it, a little prequel to what's in the future. I'm sure somebody out there already knows what it is, but you know, it's probably me and my brother, honestly. Well, there you have it, guys. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man. Appreciate all the support lately, and we'll catch you in another video.